So actually what's really important, people, of the ilk of Elon Musk and these technologists and stuff like that, people that are involved in like the society things, it seems like you can get wrapped up in so many things being revolving around entertainment, which is cool. We all love entertainment, the movies and the music and the comedy and the sports and all that jazz, right? But at the same time, that's only like a slice of life. That's only like a third of life. There's also way more to life. And then, those people, they probably get remembered in different ways. Maybe, who are the people that have been remembered? Like, there's not many even like war heroes and stuff that are like super well remembered. You're talking about the scientists and the astronomers and the inventors, some of the war generals get remembered a lot through time, and then obviously Jesus Christ as well. So the world is very interesting. Entertainment is only a part of life. But for, people like, Elon Musk and of that ilk, you want to be very aware of the new knowledge points that are rolling through the airwaves, okay? It's a very hard time to become noticed in many ways nowadays, because there are 7 billion people. There are 8 billion people. So imagine being like, oh my God, everyone watches me, everyone listens to me. That would be a very hard feat to I would think if you were to become, you could do the math on this. If you were to become number 1 or top 10 out of 4 million people, that's pretty good, right? That's pretty good. So it's like, you got to kind of understand your ranking and things. If you were top 10 out of 4 million people, that's really impressive. Right? Now do the math. 8 billion divided by 4 million, right? There's many people that are involved in the, construction of, humanity and consciousness and life, and there are various decision makers. There are hundreds of decision makers and people that have risen their abilities and their talents and their thoughts. Thousands of decision makers. There are thousands of people worthy of, contributing to decisions and things like that, big things that are to come our way. Higher level achievers, higher level thinkers and believers, and winners. And winners is such a key thing. Winning, like ability to win and winning and be good. Even video games can be a nice little upper for people. Not that it's your fucking entire day lifestyle, but when people roll with that for like an hour and a half or something like that, it's not necessarily a detractor. It probably even helps. But one thing that is probably something to consider is, you're talking about hey. So, you're talking about like stress levels and stuff like that. So you have to consider, like pretty much all adults, like they drive basically. They drive. It's kind of like you're overloading the system. Not that you're doing it. Everyone pretty much was born into the fact that we have cars and you drive them. And so, well, you weren't born into driving them, but when you're 16 or 18, some people get their license late. And do you even know how to drive? I mean, the driver's license age, you might want to move to like 22 or 25. Some of these fucking idiots are really bad. But anyway, no, there's a fucking kid locally that fucking annoys the shit out of me. So He's like 22. I'm trying to legally change the driving, the minimum driving age to 26 just to spite him. This fucking 23-year-old punk. I'm trying to raise up the fucking minimum driving age to 28 just to spite him. No, but like you want to move towards like light rails and stuff like that. So it's like you're taking the load off of people in terms of their stress. Like the amount you're loading up a lot of stress by the fact that people got to drive everywhere. They always got to be on to an extent, so their mind's not able to rest. Well, if you're just taking like light rails and stuff like that, plus you're reducing the time of travel. Like if you can reduce things from like a 40-minute drive to like 3 minutes fucking speed light rail, that's gonna do huge amounts of effectiveness increases for us, basically. So it's like, what I mean is like, you don't have to give these things to other countries in that sense. You can give them, you can retain them, stuff like that. When you come up with technological advances, you can use that as a barometer, as like a leverage point, because we have patented the technology, or we got to it first, or they're relying upon us for it. It can be given to certain countries and not to others. It can be a pay-to-play type of thing when you kind of own, the patent of these technologies and whatever it may be, and you came up with the design of it. Those are huge, like money situations, money advantages for the country to have. Basically, is coming up with a technology that gives us the right light rail that decreases the time of commute from 40 minutes to 3 minutes on the speed light rail. If you come up with that, then it's a big thing. Now you can or you don't have to, but it is something you can utilize as sort of this like leverage. You can have other countries like pay to like have you install it and stuff like that, and then huge. But even just the implement of that on its own, the fact that you're taking the load, you're saving so much time for people, and moving them more towards that. The public transport is makes a lot more sense. I know everyone wants to have a car. Even if the time were the exact same, there's an argument to be made that people should be traveling by, kind of like train and light rail and stuff like that anyway, even if the time is the same, just by the fact that now you want to make it more appealing than a fucking bus, because a bus is not apt, it's not designed for it. We're talking about more technology driven. You got all your ports and your charging and coffee and water and stuff like that, and restrooms and the whole deal. Even just that probably makes people more effective if you make it built for productivity of working on a laptop and an iPad and an iPhone and stuff like that. You got charging ports and a bit of refreshments, restrooms, stuff like that, comfortable seating and stuff like that. That might be a better way for people to like essentially commute. And I know everyone wants to have a car, and then these are things that you can do that, since it's like theoretically it's increasing the productivity, it's increasing the brain power of all your population. It's not necessarily something that you like wait for the private sector and the companies to create themselves. Sometimes you do things like that, you set things up like that from the government, so that like if it's increasing people's productivity and their money-making ability, essentially, or decreasing their stress levels. So you're decreasing their stress levels, so basically they're more at ease and they do better at work. Now they do better at work, now they make more money, now they spend more money, and they enjoy their life more. Now they enjoy their life more, now everyone's enjoying their life more, so now people want a fucking vacation to America again. Okay? So it all starts there.